KF and true followers in the YWC, JC Styles here. Sorry Brian's not with me for this review tonight. He is attending to some family business. His uncle's in town. He hasn't seen his uncle in about 5 years, so he's spending some time over there with him and his mother and grandmother. So I am going to get my thoughts of SmackDown out there, and obviously, like Brian always does, he'll get his thoughts on SmackDown out there, and we'll get right into this. SmackDown went on the air. We saw a backstage promo with Edge and Teddy Long talking about the brutal attack we saw on Edge last week with the steel chair on the concrete and Edge being hurt and everything like that. And Edge was talking about how he wants revenge and how he wants justice, and he was getting pretty loud with Teddy, and Teddy was like, "Well, tell me what's fair." And Edge was like, "Well, I'll tell you fair if you give me a minute." And it was a pretty good promo. And basically, at the end of it, Teddy was like, "Look, if you guys touch each other tonight, your WrestleMania match is out the window. You're banned from WrestleMania." And I think this is a pretty good stipulation because it gives a more build up for the match. It gives the match a little bit more time to build up. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this match at WrestleMania. I think it's got tremendous build up, and I think Alberto Del Rio is going to bring it. I just hope that he can bring it all on his own, like I've said in past videos. We all know Edge can bring it by himself, one-on-one. I was kind of thinking that tonight when I'll get into that later on tonight when we do talk about the Christian Del Rio match, but then we move into the first match of the night. Was a WrestleMania Rewind. It had CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. It was a pretty decent match, and then you see Cody Rhodes come out and attack Rey Mysterio, violently throwing him into the turnpost. And then you see him throw him up on top of the apron, and then he hits him in the face twice with the face mask that Cody Rhodes is wearing. And then you see him pull up, get in the ring, and he pulls his knee brace up, his pants leg up, and you see he has a metal knee brace exposed, and he hits Rey Mysterio in the face with that, and you see Rey Mysterio grabbing his face and everything like that, and you kind of wonder if any damage was really done, or if this is a build up for the match or what. For a lot of people that don't really understand the whole Mexican heritage of wrestling, it was at one time dishonor to the mask and to the lucha libres of the past, that if you were able to see the wrestler's face underneath the mask, it was dishonoring the business of Mexican lucha libre wrestling, dishonoring the family, dishonoring the respect of the masks. The lucha libre masks are very respected in this business, and it's kind of like how The Rock's fame is. The Mexican wrestling masks are a lot bigger than a lot bigger than The Rock, a lot bigger than Hulk Hogan. So you can imagine how much heritage and how much lineage and historic presence the wrestling masks, lucha libre masks, have in the business in the world of wrestling. That I was talking to Brian, I was like, man, you had the Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton match, WrestleMania Rewind, ending in no contest, and then you have the Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk this week, ending in a disqualification. I mean, can they ever get one match uninterrupted? And Brian replied back, "LOL." Then we seen the World Heavyweight Champion Edge versus Drew McIntyre. Edge, this was a pretty good match too. I mean, it was decent. It wasn't the greatest match of the night. I don't think there really was any great matches of the night. But we see a good contest between Edge and Drew McIntyre. We see Edge use this modified sharpshooter, which I think he used to call the Educator. It was kind of like a elevated, inverted sharpshooter. And we see Drew McIntyre tap out. And what's funny is Booker T goes and says, "Could you imagine what would happen is if this young kid could knock off the world heavyweight champion before the champion has to defend his title at WrestleMania? Could you imagine what that would do for his career?" And I started laughing, and like I said, Michael Cole, not a damn thing, because the way WWE books their talent as of late, I mean, Drew McIntyre had what it took, and I think that he should have been champion, and I think that's what's going on, is that he's not doing what the company isn't going where they need to be going with a lot of their young talent. I mean, if you watch my WWF superstars compared to WWE superstars, you would understand my concept of this and how I think that they need to build the mid card up more than just having them in filler squash matches for the main eventers, just to beat on. The next match of the night, if I remember correctly, I think it was Kelly and Rosa Mendes versus Lay Cool, which really wasn't a Lay Cool. I mean, Michelle McCool didn't even get in the match at all. We see Lay Cool come out dressed up like Snooki with the duck slippers and the hairspray and the spray on tan and everything like that. And I thought it was funny. And they were rocking the Snooki poof, and from what I've heard, Snooki has been training extensively for her match at WrestleMania against Lay Cool, and I hope that Snooki delivers, and I hope that WWE does sign her, maybe to even like a Divas developmental contract or something. Have her build up down in FCW for a little bit, and then bring her up to the mainstream for a little while. I'm not going to comment on this match. Lay Cool wins. The biggest news of the night, we see Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett. This was a good match. There was barely any outside interference, or if any outside interference at all. We seen Wade Barrett pick up the IC championship for the first time, his first major WWE championship. Now, what does this mean, that we're going to see Wade Barrett versus Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania? Is that going to be another booked match for WrestleMania this year? Now, I mean, to be honest, I think the IC championship now should be defended alongside the United States championship at WrestleMania. But all in all, my boy Wade Barrett, former leader of the Nexus, now leader of the Core, is IC champ. I'm happy. I'm excited. I marked out, and I hope that they have him defend the championship with respect and not have outside interference. Then we see R-Truth versus Jack Swagger. We see Jack Swagger win with the ankle lock, aka, as I like to call it, the Swagger lock. Then we see Michael Cole put the ankle lock on R-Truth and do a wrap. And his segment was just retarded beyond belief, and I just refuse to even talk anymore about it. Then we had the Undertaker promo where he responded to Triple H and basically says that you, Triple H, at WrestleMania, you will be the one wrestling in peace. No one will ever beat the streak, and this year only one thing needs to be in your mind, and that's 19-0. And I think that says it all. And I think that WWE, I think that the way they're building into this match, like I said, I want to see Triple H beat the streak. The streak needs to end. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I mean, all great streaks have to come to an end. So I think that this streak should definitely come to an end. Triple H lost at WrestleMania 17, and I think Triple H should win this year, 10 years later, where he was more on top. Now he's more on top of his game than ever, and I think Triple H is the man to do it. Shawn Michaels said it best, that Undertaker's streak was that close to being beaten 2 years in a row. So Undertaker's holding on by a thread, and I could see Triple H beating Taker this year. Last match of the night, we seen Christian versus Alberto Del Rio in a fantastic one-on-one match. Outcome, we see Brodus Clay get violently beaten with a steel chair after receiving a spear on the outside of the ring. Then we see Christian hit the kill switch on a distracted Alberto Del Rio. Then we see Edge come in the ring, looking like he's getting ready to hit the Alberto Del Rio with the steel chair. Christian comes in and grabs the chair and says, "You need to be concentrated on WrestleMania. You hit him. There is no WrestleMania for you. Think about WrestleMania." Then we see him. Then we see Christian hit Alberto Del Rio with the chair, and I thought this would have been the perfect time. Oh, he's gonna turn heel tonight. They're gonna give him his heel turn tonight, but they're not. I don't even with a week left, and only with SmackDown being filmed on Tuesday and WrestleMania being a week from Sunday and SmackDown airing a week from tonight. I don't think Christian's gonna turn heel. If anything, we'll probably see Christian screw Edge over at WrestleMania. Overall, I give SmackDown. I'd probably say I want to give it a 3.5 out of a solid. No, I'd give it a solid 2.5 out of 5. That's being generous. I thought SmackDown was good. It's got a good build up towards WrestleMania. We got to see what the payoff is for next week, the Friday night before WrestleMania. And guys, this has been my SmackDown review. And make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow night for FN True Q&A. And also, me and Brian are pricing our FN True Wrestling shirts, how much it's going to cost for us to make them and everything like that. So we'll have all that information for you guys by the end of the weekend. And have a good night and enjoy the weekend.